What's up, everybody? This is Kyle, the Arcade Hack, with my Let's Open Fat Pack of Dragons of Tarkir. New awesome edition, I love it. So, a Fat Pack consists of 2 deck boxes, this fancy nice box that you can store your cards in, a 20-sided die, 9 booster packs, and 1 big chunk of land. So we'll get started here. I'm really only going to go through the rares and the uncommons, but let's see what I get. Hopefully I get some sweet mythics. I'm missing 2 Elder Dragons out of this set, so fingers crossed. Alright, so I got a Hollow. It's a common Aegis, Glaring Aegis, 1 mana, white aura, enchant creature. When Glaring Aegis enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3. It's kind of cool. Alright, so first, my rare here is a red creature, 3 mana. It's called Crater Elemental. 0/6. You can tap 1 mountain and tap this, sacrifice Crater Elemental, and it deals 4 damage to target creature. It also has Formidable, which Formidable is a newer thing to Magic. Basically, if the total base power of all the creatures that you control equals 8 or more, basically you usually get an ability. So in this case, you can tap 3, and Crater Elemental has a base power of 8 until end of turn. So that's pretty cool. So you could have an 8/6 if you have Formidable. Next, my first uncommon here is called Scale Blessing. It's a white instant, 4 mana, bolster 1, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. So if you're running a bolster deck, this is a really powerful card, because not only do you get to bolster 1 on your lowest creature, but that creature and every other creature that has a 1/1 counter on it gets an extra 1/1 counter on it. I love this card. It's so awesome. Sweet green-red combo colors. So it's a gold card here. Costs 1 forest, 1 mountain, and then 4 colorless. It's Savage Ventmaw. Love this card. 4/4 flying dragon. Whenever it attacks, you add 3 mountains and 3 forests to your mana pool until end of turn. This mana doesn't empty from your mana pool at steps end or phases end. So not only do you get 6 mana, but you get to keep it. It's unreal. Next thing here, Scion of Ugin, 6 mana artifact creature, 4/4 flying. Pretty cool. And that's it for that stuff. Nothing really cool for commons. They're just commons. You seen one, you seen them all. There's pretty powerful ones out there, but okay. So my rare in this one here is another gold card, another green-red actually. 1 forest, 1 mountain, 3 colorless. Harbinger of the Hunt, 5/3 flying. You can tap 2 and tap a mountain, and Harbinger of the Hunt deals 1 damage to each creature without flying. Or you can tap 2 mana and a forest, and Harbinger of the Hunt deals 1 damage to each other creature with flying. So you can basically deal 1 damage to creatures with or without flying. It's pretty awesome. Plus, not to mention, he's a flyer and he's a 5/3. I saw this a lot in the Dragons Tarkir Pro Tour. Ultimate Price, black instant, 2 mana, destroy target monocolored creature. So I mean, if you're running 2-colored deck, if you're playing against a lot of 2-colored decks, it's not necessarily the best card. But let's be real, there's going to be at least 1 monocolored card that they're going to have, right? I always fuck this up. Quarcy Deceiver. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't really know. I don't really care. It's an uncommon. It's a blue 0/4 creature, 2 mana. So you can tap him and add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast a face-down creature spell. Pay a mana cost to turn a manifested creature face up, or pay a morph cost. So very, very direct morph card, but I mean that's really what this edition is going for. Stormcrag Elemental. He's 6 mana. He's a 5/5 red creature with trample and Megamorph. So Megamorph is just like Morph, but instead of paying the 3 and then paying the morph cost to flip it, and then it having some effect, this one here basically when you flip it, when it's face down, it's a 2/2 creature. But when you flip it for its Megamorph cost, it gets a 1/1 counter on it. So with a lot of these 1/1 counter cards, I mean it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Everything else is pretty standard. I just need 2 more. 2 more Elder Dragons. Alright, so my rare here is Hidden Dragon Slayer. White creature, 2/1, 2 mana, lifelink. It's got Megamorph. So the it costs 3 mana for Morph and then the 3 for the Megamorph. So, I mean, realistically at that point, you might as well just do it. And when it's turned face up, you destroy target creature with power 4 or greater an opponent controls. So pretty sweet, these cards. Orator of Ujitai. So 2 mana, 0/4 white creature. As an additional cost to casting Orator of Ujitai, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. It's Defender and Flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you reveal the dragon card or control the dragon as you cast Orator of Ujitai, you draw a card. I was like really long-winded for something so simple. Next, the uncommon here is Herd Chaser Dragon. It's green creature, 6 mana, 3/3, Flying, Trample, and Megamorph. So not only this, but it's got the Megamorph. So when you flip it for its Megamorph cost, which is 7 mana, so 1 extra. It's usually pretty common. It's usually 1 more. So it'll get a 1/1 counter on it, so it'll be a 4/4. But when it is turned face up, put a 1/1 counter on each other dragon creature you control. So if you have a dragon deck, highly recommended because it's just going to help you out. Rakshasa Gravecaller, black creature, 3/6, 5 mana. It's got Exploit. So Exploit's a really cool thing. So what happens is, when it enters the battlefield, you choose if you want to sacrifice a creature. If you do, then it has an effect. So in this case, when Gravecaller exploits a creature, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. So that's if you decide to. You don't have to, but that's when it comes into play only. And that's it for that one. Alright, on to the next one. We're like not even half done yet, and holy shit, it's taking me forever on this one. I'm getting too long-winded. Alright, so my holo is Slimager's Sorcerer. It's an uncommon, 3 mana, excuse me, blue creature, 2/1. He's got Flash, Flying, and Exploit. So Flash means you can play it anytime you can play it instant. Exploit, so in this one case, when he exploits a creature, you counter target spell. So that's pretty cool. So basically, it's like a counter spell. I love this card. I saw this one too. I saw this one at Pro Tour as well. Thunderbreak Regent, 4 mana for a 4/4 flying red dragon. Whenever a dragon you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, Thunderbreak Regent deals 3 damage to that player. So if you're playing against someone who's going heavy on spells, it's just going to keep damaging them, and it's perfect. Next thing here is an artifact. It's called Tapestry of the Ages. 4 mana. You can tap 2 and tap this, draw a card, activate this ability only if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn. It's pretty common, but I like it. One of my favorite abilities in this edition. So Lightning Berserker. It's 1 mana, and it's inflatable. So it's a 1/1 red creature, and it has tap 1 mountain. Lightning Berserker gets +1/+0 to end turn. So that's awesome enough, but it has dash. So if you pay the dash cost, which in this case is the same, it's one mountain. So you may cast the spell for its dash cost. If you do, it gains haste and is returned to the battlefield or from the battlefield to owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So basically, you play this thing, gets 1 hit off, and then at the end of your end step, comes back to your hand. It's perfect. I love dash. I advocate very highly for it. Virulent Plague. Love this card. Creature Dex Bane. So basically, it's black enchantment. It's 3 mana. Creature tokens get -2/-2. So killing, basically shutting down like token decks right there. Duress, Shambling Go. Yeah, nothing really crazy. On to the next one. I gotta speed this up. I feel like I gotta like get into the motion of it. Oh, another one. Nice. Okay, so Planeswalker, Narset the Transcendent. Or no, just Narset Transcendent. There's no them there. So it's a white-blue, 1 island, 1 plains, and 2 colorless. Starts out with 6 loyalty. Its +1 abilities. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Her -2 ability is when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, it gains Rebound, which allows you to play it again. Basically, you play it again at your next upkeep, I believe, for no cost. Then her -9 ability, you get an emblem. Your opponent can't cast non-creature spells. Sorry, shuts down blue, shuts down most things that plays a lot of instants and everything else. So uncommons, I got another Scale Blessing. A green creature here, 3/5, 5 mana, called Lurking Erinx. Yes, it's got Formidable. So in this case, if you have like combined power of 8 or more, you can tap 3 and target creature blocks Lurking Erinx this turn if able. So basically, just forcing their hand, and you're controlling the combat phase. An instant here, green, called Display of Dominance, 2 mana, so choose one. Destroy target blue or black non-creature permanent, or permanents you control can't be the target of blue or black spells your opponent controls this turn. So very specific, but an awesome sideboard card. Nothing else, just normal stuff. Sweet booster. Like, I wish they just had like a thing where you could just like put it in and just like cuts the top off and perfect. That's how lazy I am with booster packs. Alright, so my rare here is Dramoka's Command. So it's it's a gold card, it's an instant, it's 1 forest and 1 plane, so choose 2. I like these cards because they're usually really powerful for only 2 mana. So for what you can prevent all damage that target instant or sorcery spell would deal this turn. Pretty awesome. Target player sacrifices an enchantment. Also awesome. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. I mean, if you're going a bolster deck that actually has other effects that boost your 1/1 counters, or you just want to boost up your army, pretty good play. Or target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. I love that effect, and I really love it just for the sole fact that it allows you to control the board, and it really throws your opponent for a loop, because then, you know, they're like, oh, well, he'll never attack because then I'll just block with this. But you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to kill your other creature because I can, and it just helps you level up the playing field a little bit. Next one here is an equipment artifact, Storm Rider Rig. So it's 2 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Storm Rider Rig to it. So you basically equip it for the 2 mana. You play it for 2 mana, then you have to equip it for 2 mana. But then when another creature comes under your control in play, you can basically attach this right to it. So it's kind of cool that way. Another Lightning Berserker. I really like this card. It's a sweet green card. It's an instance called Press the Advantage. It's 4 mana, so up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 and gain trample till end of turn. So, just an awesome turnaround card, really. Nothing really else crazy in there. Ooh, only got 3 left. I still have time to get an Elder Dragon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So I got a common green here for my holo. I'm not even gonna read it. I just don't even care. This card here I love. I saw a lot in Pro Tour as well, called Den Protector. So 2 mana green creature. It's 2/1. So creatures with power less than Den Protector's power can't block it. But it's got Megamorph, so it allows you to make it a 3/2, which is pretty sweet. The Megamorph costs 3 mana to play it down face down, and it's only 2 to flip it. So when it's turned face up, you return target card from your graveyard to your hand. So not only does it give you a sweet, answer to small creatures that you could actually, basically get some shots off being completely unblocked, you also get, something back from your graveyard when you flip it. For my first uncommon, I got another Silumgar Sorcerer. Salt Road Quartermaster. It's a green creature, 3 mana, 1/1. It enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. So, and it also has the ability you tap 3, remove a 1/1 counter from Salt Road Quartermaster. I don't know why it's so hard, and put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So basically, it allows you to take the 2 counters that start on it and move it around. Next one here is a green instant called Inspiring Call, 3 mana. Draw a card for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Those creatures gain indestructible till end of turn. God, that's amazing. Not only do you get to draw cards and hopefully draw something super, super awesome that'll change the game, they get indestructible. So it really, there's no point to not swing at that, like at that time. So only 2 more, guys. Only 2 more. Another common one here. I got Tread Upon, which is target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Another common. Oh, another Den Protector. Solid card. So my first uncommon here is Surge of Righteousness. 2 mana, instant, Destroy target black or red creature that's attacking or blocking, and you gain 2 life. Oddly specific, but a really sweet sideboard card. Next one here is a green enchantment called Sight of the Scale Lords. It's 5 mana. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, creatures you control with toughness 4 or greater get +2/+2 and gain vigilance till the end of turn. Oh, it's just so good. Love it. Next one here is a gold card. It's black and blue. 1 swamp, 1 island, and 4 colorless, called Ruthless Deathfang. It's 4/4 flying. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, target opponent sacrifices a creature. So if you're running a blue-black exploit deck, it's awesome because not only are you exploiting and getting the benefits from exploiting a creature, you're also making your opponent, putting them in a tough spot by making them sacrifice stuff. Actually, that's it for this one. This is sad because now there's only 1 booster left. I'm really hoping for an Elder Dragon, but I have a real good feeling that because I got that Narset, I'm not going to get it, which is quite sad. But here we are. It's the little world we live in. Yeah, no Elder Dragon. The rare I got is called Profound Journey. It's a white sorcery, 7 mana, which is pretty pricey. But return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty worth it, especially late game. And then again, it has rebound. So if you cast this, if you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. So basically, if this thing resolves and it isn't countered, you basically get to do it twice, which is really sweet, just over 2 turns. Next thing here, first uncommon is a Tarkir Monument. 3 mana. It's an artifact. You can tap it and add a mountain or forest to your mana pool. Or you can tap 4 colorless and a mountain and a forest, and a Tarkir Monument becomes a 4/4 red and green dragon artifact creature with flying until end of turn. So not only is it a sweet mana producing card for you, it's also a creature if you need it. Next uncommon is Dragonlord's Servant. 2 mana, dragon spells you. Goblin here, so it's 1/3, and dragon spells you cost 1 less to cast. So that's pretty awesome. Another display of dominance, and that is actually going to do it for this thing. Again, as I've said in my other video here, people always ask if it's worth it. I'm very much for these tournament packs. Fat packs, because again, the deck boxes are always handy. I always make a lot of 60 card decks, both modern and standard. Land is also good, especially for people starting out. Plus, you got these sweet boosters. I mean, those cards right there, I could probably make a pretty sweet deck. Not to mention, if you're playing with your friends, you can do a sweet draft if you want one out of that, which is pretty fun. I love draft. Very pro draft and cube. Cube is awesome. Shout out to my cousins Matt and Mike, because they're the ones that showed me Cube. We did Ice Age and Alliances. It's pretty fun. Real fun, actually. It's where I actually started learning to play blue-white, which is a pretty sick combo. That's all I got. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for videos like this and others. And see you guys later.